What's up, guys? How y'all doing tonight? Long day for me, but I'm ready to get it in. I was watching a documentary about kids growing up poor in America. Very interesting documentary. Talks about everything. The mindset of the kids, how kids are have a lot going on in their personal life, the mental aspects of being poor compared to other situations. You know, millions of kids go to bed hungry. You know, and it's a sad situation, but it's true. All over this nation, several states are in that situation. I do believe Ohio is one of them, one of the poorest states in the country. The single parent home has reached almost 70% of women that's unmarried with kids. So I think one of the saddest parts is that the mothers don't have anything to teach their kids. A lot of the mothers they don't have what it takes to teach their kids. That's why they throw them and push them into public school system so much. And, you know, I just find it kind of crazy when you don't have anything to teach your children. That can be scary. Especially if not if, but we are in a situation where the COVID-19 is hit. And now they're making a big deal about children going back to school. But if you can't teach your own children, then why? I mean, why even have them? You know? And one of the main reasons why is because there's no fathers in the home. You know, the COVID-19 has caused so much problems in these homes. About almost 100% before and 100% after. So basically what that means is if you had problems before the COVID-19, more than likely your problems are going to be there after the COVID-19. You know, but it's one of those things, man. A lot of these kids, man, they hate their lifestyles. They hate their living conditions. But it's almost like they're immune to it. You know? The food chain, the food donations are overhauled. It's hard to feed these kids because a lot of people are not donating because it's a dog-eat-dog world type of situation. So, I don't know, man. Kids who are poor don't do too well in schools. They're dealing with hunger. And they also dealing with depression. Like I said, when there's no fathers in the home, you have an issue. Because in this society, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This single, it's like everybody. A lot of these women now are proud to be single moms. The single mom thing is being pushed way, way too much in this society. And the kids are the ones that have to suffer for it. But they don't know it because they think that the norm is to struggle. They think struggling is normal. So, it's just one of those situations, man. It's like we as men need to be very careful who we procreate with. Because when you procreate with these women already have the mindset of a child. Their first instinct is to make sure they go where the money is. No creativity, no nothing. They go with the bags of emotion. So men need to be very careful who they procreate with. It's not the woman's fault because I don't expect the woman to understand anything. because the woman is going to go through her feelings and to go through the emotions. So us men, we really need to be careful who we procreate with, because the children are the ones that's going to be hurt the most and left with the burden. You know, kids are bullied all the time in school to a point where they like to inflict self-inflicted injuries because of it. You know, and that's sad, because kids are now they're worried more about popularity in schools and having friends that like them instead of learning. This is what you have when you're dealing with the public school system. The public school system is all about training your children with other children, girls and boys, to compete in this corporate society. When they get out, the first thing they must do is get a job or further their education through these colleges. So this is what you are dealing with. Unfortunate, but that's the job of the public school system. You know, kids today have a lot of mental issues. Kids don't have anyone to talk to, especially to men. So they are searching in the streets, friends, and counselors. If they need to keep it to themselves, they explode. They explode. They have no outlet. You know, but kids always and forever will follow behind the woman or their mothers, even if they know that the decisions of their mothers is not through any logical thinking or education or good for their mindsets. A lot of these kids just go along to get along at home, even though a lot of them don't want to be there. But they are going to follow suit the mother, because not only they grew up with their mothers, but they can get away with a lot of different things that when there's a father there, they can't get away with it. But when there's just a mom, they can get away with it, a lot of that stuff. You know, it's just, that's why I say what I said about kids not having fathers in their lives. It shows. And the most important is that these women cannot teach these young boys to be men. We got to figure out how to get these men back to these children, because a lot of things is coming up missing in these boys' lives. A lot of these little boys are turning feminine now, and with emotions, fake crocodile tears, when you need to be a man. And that's in a very unfortunate situation. You know, a lot of these kids want to walk away from their mothers, but their options are very limited. So they lash out, or they're stuck in their situation. So it's just one of those things, man. You know, I just wanted to talk about the poverty and where it all starts with these children, because I think it's important. So let's look at the numbers real quick. The poverty for the numbers for whites are 9.6%, and blacks is 11.8%. But the race doesn't play much, because the percentage wise is not always used, as blacks and whites are poor. So basically, you know, when you look at the 9.6% and the 11.8%, it's a big difference of well over 2%. Even though white folks are 64% of the population, blacks are 13.6% of the population, but it still equals out as the same when it comes to the poverty amongst each other. The bottom line is this, man. When I was checking it out, these young kids got to understand and learn that if you want to better yourself in life, You need discipline and you need guidance. It's unfortunate because this culture and this society is pushing the single mother home, and these kids are reaping the benefits of it and they don't even know it, and they're almost like damaged goods. So the bottom line is this: if you want to get out of poverty, it's simple. Finish school, take a job, get married, save and invest, and give back to those who are in need of the education that you've been through and the knowledge that you received as well. So guys, I want to talk about it tonight, about these kids in poverty. It's not a racial thing. It's a America thing. A lot of these kids are going home hungry. A lot of them have no fathers in the home, regardless of the situation between the mother and the father. These kids are starving for attention, and they're getting it the wrong way. So we need to reach out to them, and let's help these kids, and let's do right by these children. And it takes an effort of all of us.